Okay, it's grocery haul day. I know I just went to the grocery store, but I'm on a hunt for chocolate rice cakes, and y'all are stealing my chocolate rice cakes, which I'm happy about, but now I can't have any because none of the stores have any, and Amazon is out of them. It's like a chocolate rice cake shortage, like toilet paper was when the quarantine started. Okay, I'm gonna run through. I'm gonna try to get this done in 10 minutes, so it's going to be a little speedy, but I have a lesson for you that I'm going to insert about halfway through, hopefully, this video. So I want to make sure that you're paying attention and that you watch and let me know what the lesson is in the comments below. That is going to tell me that you watch this video, that you're paying attention, and don't go cheat and read the comments and maybe you find some other little thing that I say at another point in the video that tells me that you're paying attention. Okay. My sanity food right now, 9 weeks out from a show. If it's going to happen, who knows? But we're acting as if, is the pimped out rice cakes, which you guys are doing as well. So these are always in the pantry, Jet Puff Marshmallows. This is the only brand that I will allow on my rice cakes, except for Dandies, which is a vegan marshmallow, but the macros are a little bit higher, so I'm not eating those right now. Okay, I do a lot of oats, and a lot of people I see still are eating the instant packs of oats. Super highly processed, lots of fake sugars in there, as well as it goes through your body super quick, right? Because it's already been kind of milled through a process that allows it to cook faster. So I will go with the old-fashioned oats in this good old big old-fashioned container. And honestly, it takes just a tad bit longer in the microwave. I don't do any of that on the stove because I ain't got time for all that business. So old-fashioned oats. This is my favorite flavor of Gatorade, but I do Gatorade Zero because 0 calories. And I will only do one of these a day, maybe. And it's just kind of like if I'm having like a little craving for something besides water. And I will usually dilute it. So I will do like a big mason jar full of water, and I'll probably pour half of one of these with some ice and just kind of sip on that through the day. You guys know we do a gallon of water. So I just buy a gallon to pour into like my shaker cup so I can keep my measurements on point. I'm going to go through my proteins first so you can see what I got in terms of protein for this week. I'm going to make, Danielle had made some turkey meatballs, and she had done a blend of meats, and I think I'm going to do that today or tomorrow, depending. And I will probably post that on my Instagram stories, but I'm going to share with you what I got aside from that to have for cooked meats for this week. So usually I will get this at Costco, but I'm not going to go to Costco tomorrow. So I just grabbed 2 big, huge steaks. So this is beef top sirloin. Now, this is a super lean cut of beef. And the way that you can tell, and I'm sure this is probably a no-brainer for a lot of people, is there isn't a whole lot of fat marbling in this meat. So if you see a piece of steak and there is a lot of white running through that, that's all fat. So that's a quick tip. So maybe you didn't know that. If you didn't know that, comment below. But so I look for the steak that has the least amount of marbling and a USD prime cut piece of steak. Now I will season these. So the trick with steak is you take it out of the fridge, let it set at not room temperature, but close to room temperature. So I let it sit out for about 20 to 30 minutes. But I will season it first with this buttery steakhouse seasoning. It's got 0 calories. And I will grill it. Usually about 4 minutes each side, and then I'll go and then probably do like another additional 1 or 2 minutes because I like mine medium well, a little bit. And then also because I reheat it through the week, so I don't want it super, super dry. Okay, you guys know extra lean meats is where it's at, so I just got another 2 packs of 99% fat-free extra lean turkey meat. So those 2 proteins I will have. The other protein that we will have handy as well is my favorite fish, which is Soy Fillets. I'm not a huge fan of farm-raised fish, but in prep, it's kind of like one of those things. I just got to get it in, so I will eat this stuff. I've been really lazy lately, and I haven't been making it in the oven. I mean, I haven't been making it on the stovetop. That's usually my favorite way. especially for those of you that don't like fish and it's like just nasty. I will cook this over on the stovetop, just like sizzle it and saute it. And then I chop it up. I have like a stiff, this thing is the best because it's not like super bendy, and I just like chop it up. And then I'll squirt lemon all over it, and it's like a flaky, I don't know, it's almost like fried rice consistency. It's super delicious. Okay, so those were my proteins. Another source of protein that I will be kind of toying with is I'm going to add some bone broth into my white rice. So instead of just water, I will pour this entire thing into the huge pot of rice when I make my next batch of rice. Gives it a little nice flavor, and also this has 10 grams of protein for this, so it's gonna toss in just a little extra protein. I think that's it in terms of proteins go. Actually, I have, hold on. Another source of protein, but also healthy fats, are large omega-3 eggs. Typically, I will not do egg yolks when I'm trying to get really lean for a show, but I am toying with some things this prep a little bit. So I will be eating 1 egg yolk. So I'll do 1 whole egg and 3/4 of a cup of egg whites for my breakfast. So that is going to be another source of protein and some healthy fats. Let's move on to some veggie things. These sweet mini peppers are super yummy. I know the last video I talked about how when I'm cooking, I like to kind of like munch on something. I don't know why, it's just like a bad habit. But I bought these because I will just pop these in my mouth and chew on them while I'm making dinner. I'm also gonna play around with them in the, you guessed it, air fryer. So we'll see how that goes. The other veggies, the other one I want to toss in the air fryer is some tomatoes. And I love these because they're all different colors, so lots of different nutrients and stuff in these little baby tomatoes. So I love when they pop and they get like a little crispy outer shell to them if you go to like fancy schmancy restaurants. So I'm going to try that in the air fryer and see how that turns out. I also saw these. I kind of played around with a few different items this week because I wanted to give you guys some different ideas as well. So I got this asparagus stir fry. I have an issue with like broccoli these days, so I'm trying to avoid it for this week to see if like my tummy stops being so bloated. So this has got asparagus, carrots, green beans, cauliflower, yellow squash, celery, onions, and mushrooms. And you guessed it, it's gonna go into the good old air fryer. So those are the veggies I've got. There is, I did this instead of spring mix, which is a fresh herb salad. So it has a bunch of different greens in here. Let's see, charred spinach, arugula. So it has like a little bit of a bite to it, which I love. So this will be the base of most of my dinners. And then on top will go like rice, my meat, and more veggies on top. And I bought this fun mustard. So sweet and spicy mustard. Macros are really good. 10 calories per teaspoon, which isn't a whole lot. It's a tiny, tiny bit. So I just do just a little drizzle. I probably do 3 teaspoons if I had to guess. But I'm gonna have to start measuring that out, so we'll see what that looks like. What else is in here? I got this just because it's another low calorie snack if I'm wanting something just to kind of chomp on. So English cucumbers. I'll peel those up, dice them up, squirt lemon over them, and then tahini. So if you don't know what tahini is, you need to get on the tahini bus. If you like stuff with a little bit of a bite to it, super yummy. Okay, so that's that. Now we're gonna talk about, well, before I move on, I need to put these in the freezer. So I talked about these in the last video. Walmart did not have the tropicals, but these are the sugar-free tropicals. We're that obsessed with them that I always have to have them on hand. But they do melt really quickly, so I'm gonna put them in here so that way they aren't melted when I go to grab one later. Okay, your important lesson of the day. All right, I'm gonna give you some really good little nuggets here. I'm at 9 minutes. I'm not gonna make 10 minutes, you guys. Almond butter or nut butter of any kind. So when they're natural, they have this oil at the top. So store it with the lid tight in your fridge upside down. What this does is the gravity will pull that almond butter down and let the oil redistribute, distribute. And then obviously when you open it up right side up, you can stir it up and it's easier to get that all mixed up. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, which is the most important tip of this video, if you eat a lot of nut butters, is when you go to measure, do not use a teaspoon. Use your food scale, because the teaspoon is going to be off. Put your nut butter on the scale, turn your scale on. We'll take the lid off first, okay? So take the lid off. Put the almond butter on your scale, turn it on, and then take it out with your spoon, whatever, or fork, whatever you're gonna use to put, you know, like butter knife or whatever. Make sure it's on grams. And then that way you can, whatever's on the spoon, like you can lick the spoon and that's counted into your grams, okay? So put it on the scale, take it out, whatever portion you're gonna use, if you're gonna do like a half of a serving or 1 serving, and then spread it on your toast or put it in your oats or whatever you're gonna do. And then that's gonna be a more accurate way to measure your almond butter. And this is just, I like crunchy, so this is just a crunchy. There's nothing magical about this brand. It was just happened to be in my eyesight and it was crunchy. Few things left. Crystallite, this is my absolute favorite flavor, which is strawberry lemonade. I have about 1,000 flavors over there, but I didn't have strawberry lemonade, so I had to buy 1,001 more. Coconut aminos, you guys know, I think I've talked about this before. It's 5 calories for this. This stuff is the best when you're doing a saute on the stove and you just sprinkle some over the top, especially if you've got rice in that saute, like cooked rice. It gives it a nice little crunch. It's amazing. Sugar-free syrups. I bought 2 because they were out of Walden's. This is 0 calorie. I don't know if you could see that. This one's 5 calorie. So I'll use these on protein pancakes. Sometimes if I'm feeling fancy, I'll throw a little bit in my oatmeal, but I try not to use it too much anymore. Okay, creamers. I'm always playing around with different brands, but this is an oat milk creamer. The macros are a little higher than I would like because typically I will use 2 to 3 tablespoons. So I'm just going to stick to 1 tablespoon, test it out, see how it goes. I probably won't buy this again, but it looked delicious because oat milk is the shit. All right. Soda, cream soda. I love cream soda. So this is Xevia. This is a diet soda that is sweetened with stevia instead of like aspartame and all the other things. Not that I'm against any of those, but I mean, you know, pick your poison. But I just happen to like the flavor. This is super, super just like crisp. I don't know, something about Xevia is delicious. So I saw this, I'm like, oh, I haven't had that in a while. Sounds kind of good. I will usually do maybe 1 with dinner every other day or so. It's not something I have every day. And then since y'all yanked the chocolate rice cakes, I just got the next best thing. There's caramel and buttered popcorn for my pimping my rice cakes. And then last but not least, just got some Rice Chex cereal. Sometimes I'll usually get like honey Chex, peanut butter Chex, chocolate, vanilla. They have a bunch of different flavors. But right now, since I'm kind of like the weeks are approaching for prep, I just try to cut back on certain things here and there. And so this will be just sweetened stuff, I think tends to trigger the desire to want to have more sweet things. So I just try to go as bland as possible with a little bit of stevia, and I might make it like my protein cereal like I did the other day. That was a speed marathon grocery shopping trip description. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your weekend. It is about 5 o'clock. I had some great sessions with the ladies today. Today was our first day of chisel and sizzle. And let me tell you, they were sizzling. They were sizzling outside. They did great. I know a few of you were super sore from legs earlier this week, so nice job crushing it. Now, if you heard me out there barking, if you were inside the studio while the girls were out there, the intensity has to be high for HIIT. That is why it's called high intensity interval training, for it to be effective. And the idea is that it's short, it's intense, it's bursts, your heart is like going really fast. Like I think Danielle's heart rate was like 198, which probably was a little bit too high, but we want to be like 160s to 170s for that intense burst of movement, come down for a little bit and then keep going. And that is going to be the most effective for fat loss and the less time consuming, right? So I would rather spend 20 to 25 hard hitting minutes doing cardio than doing an hour in the morning and an hour at night. So let me know how you liked it. Okay, you guys have a wonderful weekend.